Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to explain how to draw a linear graph using dual-intercept method. So dual means two, that is we are using the two intercepts, the x-intercept and y-intercept to draw the graph. So before we start with the graph, I just want to go over this. That is the points on the y-axis. What are the coordinates of this point? It is the x coordinate is 0 and the y coordinate is 4. Here it is 0, 3. At this point it is 0, 1. And here the origin, both x and y coordinates are 0. At this point 0, negative 2. So anywhere on the y-axis, the x coordinate is 0. So if you look at any of all these points, we can see that the x coordinate is 0. And when on the x-axis, the y coordinates are 0 and the x coordinates are changing. So at this point it is 4, 0, and here it is 2, 0. Here it is 0, 0, it's the same as the y-axis, and here it is negative 1, 0 and negative 3, 0. So on the x-axis, all the points x coordinate is 0, and on the y-axis, all the x coordinates are 0, and on the x-axis, all the y coordinates are 0. Okay, keep that in mind, and then let's draw the graph of this equation. Y is equal to negative 2x minus 3. Remember in the previous video we talked about the standard form of a linear graph. It is y is equal to mx plus c. The coefficient of x, that is m, is the gradient, and this one is the y-intercept. We know that. And the gradient tells you what is the shape of the graph. So if it is a positive gradient, then the graph is going to be like this, is going up like that, increasing function. Then if the gradient is negative, then the graph will look like this. So in this case, the gradient is negative, so the graph is going to look like that. Okay, now we are to find the y-intercept. What do you mean by y-intercept? The graph cut with the y-axis. So where the graph cut the y-axis. So we know that on the y-axis, what is 0? The x coordinate is 0. So we will be using that here. So the x value is equal to 0. So if the x value is 0, this term, the whole term is going to become 0. So we block that. Then we get the y value, the y coordinate, y equals negative 3. So it's y equals negative 3. If you want to write it in coordinates, it is 0, negative 3. Then coming to x-intercept, where the graph cut the x-axis, so that is y is going to be equal to 0. So 0 is equal to negative 2x minus 3. Now in this case we have to solve for x to get the value of x. Okay, bring this to this side, so you get negative 2x is equal to negative 3. Sorry, is it when we take the anything to over the equal sign, make sure you change the sign. Here it is minus, so it becomes plus here. So it is plus 2x. So in other words, it is 2x equals negative 3. We want the x by itself. So how do we get rid of this one? Here we are multiplying by 2, so we have to divide by 2 here. So x is equal to negative 3 over 2. That is the same as negative 1.5 or is also equal to negative 1,5 if you want to write it in decimals. Okay, so let's write it in coordinates. That is negative 1.5, and what is our y coordinate? It is 0. Then we can draw that on the Cartesian plane. We have the Cartesian plane already. Then the y value here is -3. That is the y-intercept. So we have to mark it on the y-intercept. That is, y-axis. So it is here -3. And then we want x value is negative 1.5. That is on the x-axis. Negative 1.5 is in between -1 and -2 is here. Okay, so then we just join those two points. Then we have the graph. So that is why it is called the dual-intercept method. We are using only the two intercepts. Okay, so the graph of y is equal to -2x minus 3 is this one. Then we move to, let's do one more example here. All right. Okay, in this case the gradient is 3. Is positive. So the shape will look like this. Okay, so it's going up from left to right. What is the y-intercept? X is equal to 0. So you block that, we get y equals -6. And if you want to write it in coordinates, it will be x is 0 and y is -6. So in this case, y is equal to 0. So y is 0 here. Then it is 3x minus 6. Let's solve for x. Bring this to here. That is 3 minus 3x, because this 3 means is plus. So it becomes here minus. Then we took this one to this side. Then it is -6. Then what do? We are multiplying by -3. So we have to divide by -3. So you get x is equal to -6 divided by -3 is 2. So the coordinates are 2, x is 2 and y is 0. So let's plot that also. Let's draw the graph of that one. Okay, here y is -6. I don't have it up to -6, so I'm going to extend the graph, the y-axis here. So it is going to, this is the -6, and then we have x is 2, that is here on the x-axis, and then you join the points. Okay, let's join those 2 points. And you get like this. It is a continuous graph, so you just extend it and then draw the arrows on both sides of the line, and this is the graph of y is equal to 3x minus 6, and this the shape is like this, exactly like that.